Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my layout for the Unscrapped Bundle of Joy series that I participate in with Melissa Jane Vining from Melissa Vining Creates. We each create a layout for our youngest's baby albums because they are woefully empty. But with this series we've been getting through them, so that's a real bonus. So I have two photos of my beautiful little daughter here that I'm going to scrap. It's not a particularly special occasion. It was just her looking really cute playing with her little plastic rings on her playmat on the rug. So I just love her sweet little face. She's so smiley and happy. This is a really quick layout today because it's very simple, and it's funny actually how some of the simplest layouts can turn out to be some of my favorites. So I'm using the Hey Hello collection by Pebbles. This came out earlier this year. It's absolutely stunning. I adore it. I've been trying to kill it. I bought enough to make a pretty substantial kit out of, and I'm getting through. I'm not far off killing it, I think. So I think I've made 6 or 8 layouts so far, and I've still got quite a bit left. So yeah, I'm really enjoying using this collection. So I'm going to do a bit of heat embossing today and using my stamps actually. One of my resolutions for this year is to try and use my stamps more, and I have been making an effort, and I'm really actually quite happy with how much I've managed to use them. So I'm using that sort of dotty confetti falling stamp by Kaisercraft, and I'm using a gold embossing powder and just some clear Versamark ink. I'm just going in with a paintbrush here because I wanted it to be, the dots are quite close together and kind of condensed, and I wanted it to be a little bit more, I don't know, scattered and random, and yeah, just kind of like sprinkly looking, a bit more random, if that makes sense. Yeah, I did actually do this background twice. The first time I just used the stamp as it was, and I just didn't like it. It was just too kind of blocky and structured, I guess. I wanted it to look a little bit more random. So I'm just kind of dabbing the ink pad all over the stamp randomly. It still comes out way too thick for me though, so I've just gone in with the paintbrush and blown away some of that embossing powder, and then gone in with my heat tool and melted it all down, and you can see it change from that dark kind of brown color to that shiny gold. And then in the end there you can see I speed it up really quick, but I actually just took the stamp off the block and used it kind of as is, and that made it a little bit more random. I'm just going to glue these 2 strips of pattern paper along the top. I just kind of wanted everything to look like it was falling out of the top of the page, so with all those little sprinkly bits falling down, these papers just give a bit more of an anchoring point for that. Okay, I will go off camera and matte my photos. My battery died, so I just really wanted to do that real quick. So I just used a mint and white stripe and then a pale pink, I think, to matte the other one. So just a simple, one single thin matte on each photo for this layout. This acrylic piece I got in a Happy Meal swap, so I am using that, and then I'm going to use the thickers that came with this Pebbles collection and spell out you. And I do muck around with the placement of this a little bit because I need to, that loop on the Y I kind of need to have, yeah, because it's an acrylic piece, it's dimensional, I couldn't overlay the foam thickers over the top, so I just needed to space them far enough apart so that loop would fit nicely. But I get there in the end. I'll speed it through so you don't have to sit through and watch me muck around with these alphas. So there we go. And now I just want to pop something beneath because it's kind of floating. I just need a shelf for it to sit on. So I'm going to take one of these banners from the paper sticker pack and use that as an anchoring point for my title. These flare I also got in a Happy Mail swap. I put quite a few things from that swap in this kit actually because the colours just went really nicely. It's a little butterfly flare. To say hello? I think it says hello. And the colours just went really nicely with this layout. I'm not sure I'm going to place it at this point, but it does make it on the layout. Okay, I'm digging into my ephemera. I'm just going to pull out, I think I used 2 of those mugs with the leaves coming out. Yep. I pull out that little flamingo. It's kind of random, but he's cute, and I wasn't sure when else I was going to use him, so I play around. I'm just going through and trying out everything. That flower doesn't make it, and that cat doesn't make it. Little bear doesn't make it. I think I go through pretty much everything just to see what I might possibly like. I do like that bird, so he's going to stay. And that Goldfield leaf, I really like that. There's lots of those in this collection, so I like that floral cluster, but it doesn't make it either. Just playing around with that flare again. And now I'm going through the sticker pack, and I think I find a floral off this page that I like better, so that goes in there. It's just a little bit lighter colours, so it doesn't overwhelm the photo so much. That other floral cluster was just a little bit dark. So I like that there, so I'm just popping some glue in. Popping some in there as well, and then I glued up my bird, and then I decided to move that flare up along with the bird, so it kind of separates those two, that one large cluster into two smaller clusters, and I like that a bit better. So I'm just going to commit and stick some glue down, pulling in some more of these gold foiled little leafy branches. I love those so much. And then I will go on off camera. My battery died again, I'm afraid. So I put in, as you can see, a little ladybug at the bottom there, another little daisy over by the pink mug, a couple of little bees, and some of the pink and gold foiled hearts off the sticker sheet, just kind of trailing up the center of my photos there. And then I'm going to add in my date with a grey fine liner pen. And the very last thing I'm going to do is just go in and pop in some foam squares, just some little ones behind some of the edges of the ephemera, just to create a little bit of dimension in those ephemera clusters, because they're all paper, so they're kind of a little bit flat, and I have that flare on there, so I just want to add a little bit more dimension behind my ephemera. And then the close-ups will be coming up at the end. Make sure to go check out Melissa's channel. I've left links to all her social media and her YouTube channel and whatnot in the description box. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.